Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ozioma, and in today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you tips that can actually help you raise your standards. So please stay tuned and do not forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel so you can always stay updated on all my personal growth and development content that I would definitely love to share with you. Now let's get right into the video. My first tip to help you raise your standard is for you to recognize that raising your standards is not easy. So if you're thinking that raising your standards is going to be easy, it's not, because people are going to look down on you. People are going to ask you, who do you think you are? People are already used to this low value person. People are already used to the version of you that sets the bar really low. So when you start raising your standards, there's going to be a whole lot of friction going on. There's going to be a whole lot of resistance. So now you need to understand that people are going to resist this change. People are not going to like this change, and people are going to put you down for the change you're trying to make. So it's not going to be easy. And the crazy thing is that you are the one with the vision. They do not get to see this vision. So they do not get to understand how important this vision is for your personal growth and development. And even if they know, they don't want to accept it. So you need to understand that it's going to be difficult. It's going to take work because you're going to second guess yourself. You're literally going to step outside the box. You're going to get out of your comfort zone of constantly accepting what kind of behavior or any kind of behavior that is being thrown at you. That is very uncomfortable. Okay, so you need to understand that it's not going to be easy. So accept that fact. That's my tip number one. Then my second tip for you to actually raise your standards is for you to know that when you raise your standards, you actually raise your worth. The moment you start raising your standards, people are going to treat you differently. People are going to talk to you differently. People are going to see you differently. People are going to approach you differently. If you want to have a different paycheck at work, you have to start raising your standards. You have to know the things you're going to accept in your life and the things you're not going to accept. Okay, you're going to know, okay, I need to demand for a paycheck raise. You need to put in the work also. You need to be valuable enough to deserve that paycheck you are demanding for. Commitment is key. Without commitment, you will not finish. With motivation, you will start. But if you do not have commitment, you cannot finish anything that you start. And the idea is for you to get to the finish line. Okay, so you need to know that you have to be committed. If you want to raise your standards, you cannot raise your standards on Monday and not raise your standards on Tuesday. You have to be committed, because for you to gain success in your personal life or even in your professional life, commitment is the key to achieving it. Okay, you have to be consistent and committed to raising your standards, to not lowering your standard for anybody or anything, regardless of the circumstance you find yourself in. Self-respect. You need to respect yourself and value yourself enough to tell yourself that you are going to do the things you say you're going to do. To tell yourself that you're going to learn a course and actually do it. It's self-respect. You need to respect yourself enough to understand when people are disrespecting you. You need to respect yourself enough to walk away from people that demand you compromise yourself for them, or to walk away from situations that demand you compromise yourself and your values. That is self-respect. When you respect yourself, you're going to start seeing yourself differently. And when you start seeing yourself differently, you're going to start acting differently. That is what is going to increase your worth. That is what is going to tell people exactly the way they should treat and act around you. Be consistent with your words and actions. Let your words match your actions. Okay, let me play a scenario for you right now. Let's say you're with a guy that is literally leading you on. Then you meet him one day and you tell him, hi, I really want to know the direction of this relationship. If we do not have a future, then I would like to leave. And then you guys have this misleading conversation where he doesn't even clear up the air. And then you go home in the night and then you're missing him and then you now call him. You are not consistent with your words and actions because you're indirectly telling him that you do not value yourself enough to walk away from a situationship. And if your words do not align with your actions, you're not going to drive change. If your words do not align with your actions, you're not going to see any substantial change in your life. But let's say, for instance, you have that conversation with him and he doesn't put in the effort, he doesn't clarify the space. Then you go home and you delete his number and you stop reaching out to him. Then, if he actually wants you, then he now knows he has to raise the bar. He needs to act right around you because he knows now that you will not tolerate anything less than you actually deserve. Identify what your core beliefs are. Now, it's really time for you to identify what your core beliefs really are. Are you the kind of person that believes in fairness? Are you the kind of person that believes in being generous? Are you the kind of person that believes in structure, consistency? What are your core beliefs? Self respect, whatever it is. I want you to identify what your core beliefs really are and harness it, because your core beliefs is going to be your guide for every single decision you make. Imagine that your core belief is fairness and you're in a work environment where people have to constantly be put down. Now, if you have to pick a side in your work environment, it's going to be very easy for you to pick a side because you know that you stand up for what is right and not what is wrong. So now you do not have to waste any second trying to decide which side to pick because you always know you're going to choose what is right. Okay, so having your core beliefs is going to help guide you. It's going to make you more decisive in your personal and your professional life as well. Hold yourself accountable by measuring your progress. Because the thing is that if you do not hold yourself accountable, then how will you know if your standards are being raised? Right? So, for every single time you are faced with an opportunity to either sink or swim, I want you to choose to swim. Like for every single time you're faced with an opportunity to make a decision in your life or to make a stand in your life, whether you have to accept what someone does to you or whether you have to confront it, I want you to choose to confront it, because the more you confront it, the more you build your muscle, the more you learn, the more you grow, the more you become flexible with your standards. Okay, but if you do not, if you choose to always shy away from every single opportunity you have to develop that skill, how will you learn? How will you grow? Your standards will remain the same and people will keep walking all over you. People will keep taking advantage of you and manipulating you. So always seize every single opportunity you get to raise your standard and demand the best for yourself. Okay, understand what your self perception is, because the trick is the way you think is going to affect the way you act. If you think that you are not smart, you're not going to speak up at those meetings. You're not going to volunteer to take up more tasks because you feel like you can handle it. You're not going to decide, okay, to switch careers because you do not think that you'll get a new job. You need to change the way you think, because once you change the way you think, your action is going to start aligning with the way you think. If you do not think you deserve a promotion, you're not going to talk to your boss about a promotion, and as such, you're going to be stuck with the same paycheck year after year. But if you tell yourself, I deserve a promotion, I work really hard in this company, and I deserve a pay raise, you're going to find yourself learning new skills. You're going to find yourself volunteering for things that actually help you harness your skills. And most importantly, you're going to find the confidence to actually demand a pay raise at your work, because your actions will always be aligned with your thoughts. So if you check the way you are acting in your personal or professional life and you do not like the direction your life is going, check what your core belief really is. Check the way you actually see yourself. Recognize and challenge your limiting beliefs. Because if you do not challenge those limiting beliefs, they're literally going to hold you down. They're going to prevent you from standing up for yourself. They're going to prevent you from speaking up when you should speak up. They're going to make you continuously compromise your standards and your values for those around you. The way you do one thing is exactly the way you're going to do everything. Let me let you in on a little secret. The way I choose to do my morning routine is going to affect the way I carry out my entire day. The way I choose to think is going to affect the way I act. The way I choose to tolerate someone's misconduct towards me at work is going to set the tone for how every other person at work is going to act towards me. Because they know, oh, you can say anything around her and she wouldn't bite. But if you bite one person just once, every other person around that sees the way you acted or reacted to that disrespect will have to sit up and know that if they disrespect you, this is what they get. Okay, so the way you do one thing is exactly the way you do every other thing. So learn to create structure in your life. Be disciplined enough to know what you want for yourself. Be disciplined enough to stick to your standards and your values. Stop compromising yourself. Stop compromising your values. If you say you're going to do something, if you say you're going to raise your standard, be consistent and be committed to raising your standards. Because if you are not committed, you will not achieve the results that you seek. Don't let fear hold you back. The main reason why most of us have the inability to raise our standards is because of fear. We are scared that if we raise our standards, the people we love would walk away. Maybe you were scared that if you tell a guy that you are ready to get married, then he would walk away. Then let him walk away. That only proves that he is not ready for a serious relationship. And if that is the case, then why would you be wasting your time with someone you cannot even confront and air out your opinions and your views and your concerns to? Okay, do not be scared of anything. You are scared that maybe if you tell your boss that you need a promotion, that they would not grant you the promotion, then okay. And if you feel that you actually deserve that promotion, maybe it's time you start seeking for new job opportunities. Okay, do not let fear hold you back, because fear is the reason why we keep accepting low standards. Fear is the reason why we keep setting the bar really low. Okay, you do not need to set the bar low, because if you are definitely seeking personal growth, if you really want to improve yourself, become the best version of yourself every single day, you need to start getting comfortable with fear. You need to start getting comfortable with doing the uncomfortable. And seriously, that is the trick. So do not let fear hold you back, because fear is going to stop you from reaching your truest potential. Spoil yourself. Okay? Because I would definitely recommend spoiling yourself, because whenever you spoil yourself, it comes with a completely different level of self-worth. Imagine me being able to provide for myself unconditionally. Do you think someone can easily lure or manipulate me with materialistic possessions when I can comfortably take myself on a spa date, when I can comfortably make my nails, when I can comfortably feed myself? Do you think someone could easily manipulate me with materialistic things? The answer is no, because then you become contented with yourself. Then you become grateful for who you are. Then you appreciate yourself. Then you value yourself. But if you let someone else spoil you consistently, if you let someone else raise the standards or define the standards at which you live your life, you need to understand that whoever has the power to feed you has the power to starve you. Okay, whoever has the power to make you feel happy, whoever has the power to determine if you have a self-worth or not, has the power to take that away from you. Trust your instincts. You can never go wrong with your instinct. Like if your instincts tell you to do something, if your instincts tell you this person is not good for you, listen, your instincts will never mislead you. And even if you try something out based on instinct and it doesn't work, that is a lesson. Now you know, okay, that if I do stuff like this, it doesn't work out for me. Next time you do not do it. That is how you learn. But when you keep taking people's advices, how do you now know what is good for you? Because people are only going to give you advice based on what they think is good for you, and their advice is always biased. Try new things. When you try new things, you become comfortable with the uncomfortable things. When you try out new outfit, then you can be able to determine what your style really is. When you try out different skills, then you can be able to determine what you really want to do in your life. When you date different people, All right, though sometimes you do not need to date different people for you to determine what you actually want. But always try out new things because it helps you gain confidence in yourself. It helps you know yourself on a completely deeper level, and most importantly, it helps set a track record for you to know that whatever that you decide you want to do, you can actually achieve it and accomplish it only if you put in the work and the time needed to accomplish it. Okay, so when you try out new things, it's going to be not that it's going to take away fear away from you, but it's going to help you gain more confidence in yourself, and for you to always recognize fear and use fear as a weapon and not as a device for chaos in your life. Set boundaries. If something doesn't augur well with you, if something doesn't align with your values and your morals, then you shouldn't even be considering it in the first place. Because if you do not set boundaries, people are very good at taking advantage. All right. People know, oh, she is the nice girl. If I ask her to help me, anything I ask her to help me to do, she will do it. She will even leave the work on her table and do it. Do you know what that's doing to you? It's making you unproductive. It's making them climb the career ladder and you go down. All right. So you need to learn how to set boundaries. All right. So when someone comes up with, oh, can you help me with this? Oh, can you assist me with this? You have to check, is this something I am comfortable with doing? Is this something that aligns with my values? Is this something that aligns with my principles? If it is, yes, I can help you. And if I have the time to do it, yes. But if not, then it has to wait. Hold people to high standards. Like, obviously, okay, if you are going to raise your standards, then you should start becoming intolerant to bullshit. Stop compromising yourself for the people around you. Okay, you are with a guy and you know you have a high standard where the guy is either all in with you or he's not even in at all, right? So you do not need to compromise yourself, maybe because you think this guy meets a few of the requirements you want in a partner. Now, you need to understand that you do not get to compromise yourself, because the more you compromise yourself, the more you are letting someone be with you on their own terms. So now they get to be with you when they feel like, and they get to walk away when they feel like. So please stop compromising yourself. Stick to your standards. Hold people to really high standards. Now, if they cannot meet you at your level, then it's completely okay. They get to leave. That doesn't make your life fall short. That doesn't make their life fall short. It actually protects your peace and it helps set the standard on the way people treat you. So if you keep compromising yourself, people are going to keep making you compromise yourself. So if you do not want to be compromising yourself anymore, if you do not want to lower your standards, then you need to start holding people to really high standards. That actually makes it easier for the people that are seeking you out to find you. But the more you keep compromising yourself, the more you will keep losing sight of who you are, what your goals are, and the purpose God has for your life. Prioritize personal growth. Now, I would definitely recommend personal growth because if you do not grow mentally, psychologically, emotionally, and otherwise, physically too, then I don't think you can ever be able to raise your standards. Because it's when you expose yourself to knowledge, wisdom, learning new things, skills, and so many things, that is when you know, okay, this is the kind of thing I want for myself, and this is the kind of thing I do not want for myself. It's when you start taking care of yourself, taking care of your materialistic needs, the things you actually need in your life, then you're going to determine the kind of man you want in your life. Okay, now you need to always prioritize your personal growth. Prioritize learning because the more you learn, the more you grow. And the more you grow, the more standards you can be able to set for yourself and the more worth you can place on yourself. Affirmations. Because when it comes to raising your standards, it actually has a lot to do with your mindset. And changing your mindset can be really tricky because this is a mindset you've probably developed from your early childhood right until this moment. It's like years of accumulation of negative mindset, right? So you being able to reframe your mindset so you can see yourself exactly the way you're meant to see yourself. Because when you start seeing yourself in a positive light, you will start taking actions that will bring you closer to your goals. So one good way to reframe your mindset is through self-talk and positive affirmations, because the more you keep reciting and telling yourself exactly who you think you're meant to be, with time your brain is going to start believing those things. And the moment your brain starts believing them, your brain is going to make you take actions that are aligned with the way you see yourself. Period. Be patient with yourself. No good thing comes easy. You have to put in the work, you have to be consistent, you have to be intentional. Then you get to be patient, because you're going to make a whole lot of mistakes along the way. Because now you are exposed to all this knowledge. Now you know, okay, this is who I want to become, right? And maybe the first two times of you trying to raise your standards, you might not actually do it right. You might actually flop, you might actually get scared, you might actually slack. That doesn't mean you have to give up on yourself. That doesn't mean you get to shy away from the responsibility of actually raising your standards. Do not beat yourself up. Do not lose focus. Do not lose motivation. But I tell yourself, okay, I get to keep doing this. I get to be patient with myself. I get to love myself through the process. Okay, be patient with yourself, because no good thing comes easy. And if you're going to raise your standard, it's definitely not going to be easy. So you have to be patient with yourself, you have to love yourself, and you have to trust the process. So now we've come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found this video helpful, please let me know in the comment section. I would definitely love to hear from you, so that I can always create content like this as well. Do not forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, so you can always stay updated on all my personal growth and development content that I would definitely love to share with you. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.